Hey, what's going on YouTube? Your friend, the One X Factor again. And today I've got a treat for you all as I finally decided to go ahead and jump on the X99 platform and with the thanks to my wife, build myself an enthusiast build. And what I wanted to show you is the motherboard I've chosen since it will be the showpiece to this build. And in case you didn't see it, it is right there, right next to me. It is the Asus Rampage 5 Edition 10. And what I want to do is go ahead and unbox it for you all, show you what's in the box, show you the accessories, let's see how well it's packaged, and give you an up close look at it. And also make sure you guys like the video, and if you don't, I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. Leave me a comment down below, subscribe to the channel as I will be doing a build video on the Rampage and on the X99 platform. So without any further BS, let's go ahead and dive on down. Let's take a look at what's inside the box, and let's take a good look at the Asus Rampage 5. Alright, so let's get into this box. The big boy's going to try to stay out of the way so I don't get in front of the camera and block your view. But there we go. It's a real nice heavy box with your 10th anniversary Republic of Gamers logo right on the top of the box. Now the box doesn't have any kind of plastic wrap or anything like that, and it does open straight up like that, and it's nice and tight. And you've got this nice plastic on top of the motherboard. Let's see if I can get in there real quick. Let's go and pull this out. And it's snug in there. So when you take this out, make sure you guys are very careful not to mess up the pins over here on the top and whatnot, and take it out. I'm not going to take it out since I'm not ready to install this, but I'll give you guys a quick rundown real quick. Of course, you know, all the new trend right now is all the RGB lighting on these boards. So let me see if I can close this real quick. Lay that flat. There we go. So the big trend is the RGB lighting on all these boards, and of course you're gonna have lighting here, and then the Republic of Gamers is gonna light up. This is gonna light up real quick. Then you're gonna have a nice light underneath your Supreme effects. If I'm not mistaken, these light up here. All your PCIe slots, they're now steel reinforced, so that's a different feature from the Strix 99 board that they released, where they only have the metal on the very top PCIe. These all have it. Of course, down here, let's see here, down here, you're gonna have your RGB header right there. So in case you buy some RGB light strips, you can plug that in and then sync it up with the rest of the board. And then the board back on the back right here has a back plate, and it only has it on that one half, and sandwiched between the board and the back plate you're going to have an RGB light running up and down the motherboard there. It's pretty standard. You know, you've got your USB 2.0s, 3.0 connections, you've got your power there, then you've got your CPU power up here, of course your 4 DIMMs on each slot for your quad. And let me see here what else I'm forgetting. You've got a little switch right here for your SLI 2, 3, and 4 ways. Keep in mind, if you're running your 1080s or 1070s, those only run in 2-way now. So they've been going back and forth on that, but it is 2-way for sure. If you're running older technology like Maxwell or whatnot, then you can do 3 and 4-way on those. Another cool little feature that they did go ahead and add this time was on the M.2. They made that socket extra long, so in case they get bigger with more capacity and longer whatnot, you have room to grow on your M.2, and so that's kind of neat. In case you decide to go ahead and get a bigger capacity one there, then you've got your U.2 connection right here, right next to it on the very bottom. Other than that, it's pretty standard. You've got your switches up here on the top. Your 1, 2, 3, and 4 gives you ability to disable, you know, your PCIe by 16 slots in case you need to troubleshoot and whatnot. Then you've got your A, B, C, and D to disable. Also your DIMM slots in case you need to troubleshoot those and you have a bad stick or something. So that's a handy little feature right there. And it's not new, but it's nice. Then you've got your start and reset button up here. So when you set up your test bench, or you know, on top of your box or whatever, before putting it into your case, you can start it right away instead of having to, you know, hot wire it and trigger it with a screwdriver or anything. So that's pretty handy. Of course, you've got a bunch of fan connections and sensor connections and whatnot, so you'll definitely have to read the manual and just make sure you know where everything is at. Other than that, it's a real heavy board. It's aesthetically it's really nice with the all black, and of course you've got a little bit of silver accents with the Extreme FX Republic of Gamers. That's gonna light up. Not sure what color this is, but since it does light up, the Rogue Edition 10 Rampage 5 logo right there. We'll keep that plastic up there, and pretty much, I mean, I think it's hard to describe the board in person because it's a lot nicer than what it looks like on videos or pictures that you see on the internet, because that was my first impression when I first saw it, is that it does not look this nice on computers. So I mean, it's a really nice board, and like I said, I can't stress enough, it's actually a very heavy board. So let's go ahead and open up the box and take out the accessories and give a quick rundown on what's in there. I didn't really want to take the motherboard out of the foam packaging yet, but then it occurred to me that I needed to show you guys the rear of this, so I went in and took it out real quick, and just to show you, you've got your clear CMOS and your BIOS resets buttons here. You've got your 4 USB 3.0 buttons, your dual internet LAN connections there. Then you've got your USB 3.1 Type A and Type C. You've got 2 of them in here. And then this is where your Wi-Fi antenna, and I believe the board has Bluetooth. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I think it does. And I'm drawing some blanks here at the moment. I forgot what this is called. But anyway, they've got the connection for this old style mouse and keyboard. So in case your USB legacy is off or something and you can't access your BIOS with your current mouse and keyboard, you can always plug one of those in, and you should be able to read that real quick. Then you have your USB BIOS flashback for USB in case you need to do something with your BIOS and go back. And then you've got your keybot there, and then of course you've got all your sound options. Real standard. I like that they did it this way, where you just plug it, put it right through your case instead of having a different I/O shield. And you just put this. It's already built into the motherboard. You just put the frame around it once you install it. And since it's already out, let's go ahead and give you guys a quick close-up from top to bottom. There you go. Again, like I said, it's a gorgeous motherboard, and anyone who's considering or does buy this motherboard, I think you will be more than happy with the way the board looks. There we go, guys. Alright, so all the accessories come in its own box. First thing you're going to see is your Rampage 5 Edition 10 motherboard user guide, 10th anniversary. Okay, pretty standard. We get some goodies here, some coasters. If you have a red and black theme, these will look nice on the desk. Or if you just want to show off that you've got the the Rampage 5 10th anniversary board, then you can put them on your desk or around your game area or production area. Then you've got some cable labels here, hard drive labels, keybot stickers, row cable labels are pretty standard affair there. Then you've got 2 CPU installation tools. I don't really think you need this, but if you do, then they do provide them. They've got the LGA 2011 i7 6000 series and the LGA 2011 i7 5000 series. So you've got those CPU installation tools right there. Then you've got all your utilities and drivers and whatnot on a USB stick, and this is actually a really nice feature because who wants discs now? So I wish everything I got that needed drivers or anything was just on a USB stick. That's a handy dandy right there. And this is the Wi-Fi antenna, just as I was showing you on the board on the rear socket. You've got your 3 pins right there where this goes in, and this is magnetic, and you can put this on the side of the case or somewhere somewhere hidden, in other words, where you don't have to necessarily see this. And so that's your Wi-Fi antenna. Then you've got your adapter here to plug in all your cables from your case here. Makes it a lot easier. Plug it in here first before going into the motherboard and still trying to find every individual pin in your board. That used to be a pain in the ass, so it is right there. And of course you've got some extension cables, fan extension, RGB extensions. Then you've got your temperature sensor probes right here. Then you've got a bunch of SATA cables, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably a couple straight angles and right angles. 5, it looks like 5 SATA cables, some more extension cables. Not bad. You got a fan controller here, a fan hub running off of a Molex connection. I drew a blank there, so you got a nice little fan hub here. And Asus does have really nice, fan control software. So this might actually come in handy. Not sure if I'll use it, but it might. I might. We'll see. So they have the fan hub. Of course, you've got some screws, M.2 standoff screw. Then you've got a bunch of SLI bridges, and just like I was mentioning, if you're using the new cards, the 1070, the 1000, the 1000 series, then you'll probably need a better SLI bridge. But they do include a 4-way, and a ribbon style SLI bridge, and of course your frame for your back of your motherboard connections. This is the one thing that I'm really torn about, is the Dac Amp. I wish this was an extra option that you didn't have to have, and maybe give you a $100 discount off the motherboard. Would have been neat, because I don't really need this since I use an external mixer. But nonetheless, I will use it. And keep in mind that this actually requires a USB 2.0 header. So if you're limited on USB 2.0 headers, you're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere, or take a gamble on an extension. I know they sell some online where you can plug it into your motherboard, USB 2.0, then route it to the back of your case and hide it to expand a couple more slots. But I've heard some horror stories about those little things frying the motherboard, so I am not willing to take a gamble on this motherboard. So I will probably just lose my 2.0 headers on the front of the case. So guys, that seems to be everything for the Asus Rampage 5 Edition 10 motherboard. A close look up and close and personal with it. Everything that's in the box, the accessories, cables, and SLI bridges, the Dac Amp and whatnot. And stay tuned. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned and keep an eye out for the PC build video, where you will be able to take a closer look at the Rampage 5 in action. Once again, guys, your friend, the One X Factor. Until next time, have a blessed day.